People often ponder how a single misstep can drastically alter their entire life. For many older adults, unfortunately, one fall can lead to weeks in a hospital, a painful and lengthy recovery, and sometimes even the complete loss of precious independence. Such incidents don't come with loud warnings or obvious signs. They happen subtly, in an instant, often during the most mundane activities like a leisurely walk to the mailbox or simply getting out of bed. But what if walking didn't have to carry such high risks? What if there were simple, yet highly effective, practical changes you could implement in your daily life right now, and without needing expensive equipment or a gym membership? These methods are designed to help people maintain stability and confidence with every movement. This material will detail 6 walking techniques actively used by older adults nationwide. These methods have received comprehensive support and approval from leading physical therapists and respected aging experts. They represent small adjustments that can yield truly significant effects. By the end of this material, you'll not only know what these techniques are, but also deeply understand how they work and their exceptional importance. So, if you're 60, 70, or older, or caring for someone in that age group, these tips will help you feel safer, stronger, and more confident with every step. The first technique is mindful attention to head position. While this might seem incredibly simple, where you look as you move plays a crucial role in your overall body stability. Think of your head as the locomotive of a train. Wherever it goes, the rest of the train inevitably follows. For many older adults, the ingrained habit of constantly looking down at their feet while walking subtly but significantly increases their fall risk. There's often a mistaken belief that looking down ensures greater safety, especially if there's a fear of tripping. However, in practice, the opposite often occurs. When your head remains tilted down for too long, it causes your shoulders to round forward, your spine to gradually curve, and your body's center of gravity to shift. This subtle but critically important change disrupts proper posture and significantly limits your ability to effectively scan the path ahead. As a result, the likelihood of missing an unnoticed crack, an uneven surface, or a sudden obstacle increases. Instead of this potentially dangerous habit, it's recommended to apply a simple but effective change that therapists call the gaze-forward rule. The essence is to keep your eyes directed straight ahead, focusing your gaze at approximately 10 to 15 feet forward for most of your walk. Only occasionally glance down when truly necessary to assess a specific part of the path. This purposeful forward focus helps your body maintain an upright position, ensures steady and confident steps, and keeps your attention sharp. A prime example is Harold, a 78-year-old former mechanic who enjoys daily walks around his neighborhood. Over time, he noticed his gait becoming unsteady, especially when descending slight inclines. After consulting a movement specialist, Harold realized his habit of constantly looking down caused him to lean excessively forward. Once Harold purposefully began practicing walking with his eyes up and chin slightly lifted, he felt an astonishing difference. His gait became noticeably smoother and more confident, and he no longer experienced the tension that had accompanied his movements. This minor, yet effective adjustment, a simple redirection of his gaze, gave his body a significantly improved sense of control over his movement. When your head is upright, it naturally aligns your spine, engages your core muscles, and effortlessly leads to a significant improvement in balance. So, if you've ever felt unsteady while walking or noticed a habit of looking mostly at your feet rather than ahead, it's crucial to remember this. Let your vision be your guide, not paralyzing fear. Sometimes, the most significant and powerful transformations in personal stability begin with a seemingly minor shift in where you look. The second important step, restoring the natural rhythm of arm swing. When most people think about maintaining balance, their attention typically focuses solely on their legs and feet. However, your arms play a truly crucial role in ensuring stability while walking. Essentially, your arms act as natural counterweights that your body relies on to stay centered with each step. When your right leg moves forward, Your left arm should synchronously and gently swing in the same direction, and vice versa. This cross-body, coordinated movement helps maintain balanced momentum and provides upper body stability. The essence is not just in the limb movement itself, but in allowing your body to remain upright, avoiding excessive tension with each subsequent step. Unfortunately, many older adults gradually lose the habit of actively using their arms while walking, often without even realizing this change. Reasons can vary, from shoulder pain to constantly carrying items, but the most common cause is fear. When a person fears falling, their body involuntarily tenses up, and in a state of tension, the natural rhythm of movement is lost. Consider the example of Miss Bernice, a 79-year-old retired teacher who started using a cane after a fall. Over time, she noticed her balance worsening. Despite daily cane use, her physical therapist gently pointed out that her left arm had stopped its natural swinging motion, instead rigidly holding the cane in one position. Under the specialist's careful guidance, Bernice began practicing alternating arm movements, using the cane with one hand while the other arm remained active. In just a few weeks, she noted that walking became significantly easier, and her former sense of confidence returned. So, here's what you can do. Keep your elbows relaxed, your hands open, and allow your arms to swing naturally as you walk. There's no need to exaggerate the motion. A calm, steady rhythm is sufficient. Even if one arm feels weaker or stiffer, actively use the other. One swinging arm is certainly better than no movement from either. The third step, focus on the mechanics of your foot striking the surface. While this process might seem entirely automatic, how your foot lands can actually determine your entire sense of balance. And notably, many older adults start walking flat-footed or even landing on their toes first, completely unaware, which gradually increases their instability. Let's consider how this process should ideally occur. A healthy and proper step begins with a gentle heel strike. Pressure then smoothly rolls through the arch of your foot, concluding with your toes, which provide the push-off for the next step. This sequential heel-to-toe movement not only adds grace and fluidity to your gait, it also effectively absorbs impact, keeps joints anatomically aligned, and helps prevent your toes from catching on uneven surfaces. Why does this natural mechanic change with age? For many, joint stiffness or old injuries force them to avoid heel strikes. Some even begin to shuffle, driven by a fear of falling. The irony, however, is that shuffling actually significantly increases the likelihood of tripping. This was the case for Leonard, a 74-year-old man passionate about gardening. After several tripping incidents on his back porch, he noticed he was barely lifting his feet when he walked. A physical therapist showed him how to retrain his gait by initiating each step with a heel strike, using a kitchen counter for balance. Leonard practiced methodically and slowly, step by step. After just a couple of weeks, noticeable changes occurred. His legs felt significantly stronger, and his knee pain notably decreased. He began moving with greater confidence, not faster, but with much more pronounced control over each movement. When you initiate movement with a heel strike, your calf muscles naturally engage. Your hips move in sync, and your entire leg begins to function as a single, coordinated team. This brings your body back into its natural rhythm of movement. Here's a simple, effective tip. Try walking barefoot on a towel spread on the floor. Feel how each part of your foot sequentially contacts the surface. Initially, it might feel unfamiliar or even strange, but the more you practice, the more natural this sensation becomes. And once your body remembers this correct movement pattern, your fall risk will subtly decrease, sometimes even without your conscious awareness. The fourth step, the power of small steps. This might seem too simple to matter significantly, yet your stride length has a profound impact on balance, especially as you age. In youth, long strides felt natural. That's how most of us moved for decades. But over time, as we age, these wide strides can subtly become a source of danger. Why? Because when you extend your lead leg too far forward, your weight shifts backward. This disrupts your natural center of gravity and increases strain on your knee and hip joints. Furthermore, it slows your ability to react quickly if you slip or trip on something unexpected. Now for the good news. Shorter steps help you stay centered. They keep your body weight directly over your feet, and your movements become more controlled. Reactions speed up, and your connection to the ground becomes firmer. Your entire body functions more efficiently when you're not overreaching. Think about how toddlers move when they're learning to walk. Small steps, arms out, steady, and low to the ground. They're not focused on getting somewhere fast. Their primary focus is on staying upright. This wisdom doesn't lose its value with age. In fact, it becomes even more significant. Stability should outweigh speed. Mr. Franklin, a retired postman in his early 80s, used to walk quickly with long strides, mistakenly believing it would help him stay strong. However, after several tripping incidents, even in familiar places, he changed his approach. With the help of a local therapist, he shortened his stride and slightly increased his pace. He hasn't fallen since. He even claims to feel less tired because his muscles aren't constantly straining to correct his balance. Here's a small trick to try. Walk at your normal pace and count your steps for 10 seconds. Then try again, taking slightly shorter steps, and see if your total step count increases. That's a sign you're moving with better control. And if you use a cane or walker, the same idea applies. Keep them close to your body, not extended far forward. Make your steps compact, steady, and close to your center of gravity. Your body will definitely feel the difference. The fifth step, your core, is your balance. Many people, when thinking about safe walking, primarily consider leg strength, but in reality, your balance originates in the central part of your body, your core. Your core includes your abdominal, lower back, and hip muscles. These muscles function as a natural supportive belt that keeps your spine straight and your body stable during movement. When your core is weak, all other body parts are forced to work twice as hard. Legs strain, posture becomes hunched, and your gait becomes unsteady. It's at such moments that trips and falls often occur. Here's the encouraging part. You don't need grueling, intense workouts or expensive gym memberships to strengthen your core. Gentle, simple actions can yield real and tangible benefits. Try this standing next to a table or chair for support. Lift one foot just a few inches off the floor and hold it there for 5 seconds. Then switch sides. This small movement effectively engages your core and trains your brain to focus on maintaining balance. You can also subtly tighten your abdominal muscles while walking or even brushing your teeth. Simply pull your belly button towards your spine for a few seconds. This action is imperceptible to others, but it activates the right muscles, and no one will even notice your effort. Mrs. Lillian, who is 81, started doing these mini exercises daily while her morning tea brewed. In just a few weeks, she happily noted that she no longer felt unsteady during her morning walks. "It's like my body remembered how to stand straight again," she shared with a smile, emphasizing the significance of these simple actions. So, don't mistakenly believe that core strength is only for athletes or young people. It's your secret weapon for moving with confidence and control. A strong core gives you balance, and balance, in turn, provides precious freedom of movement. The sixth step, mindful attention to floor surfaces and transitions. One of the most surprising and often underestimated causes of falls in older adults isn't a slippery rug or a missing handrail. It happens when a person's brain doesn't fully register a change in the type of floor beneath their feet. As we age, our ability to quickly adapt to visual and physical environmental changes slows somewhat. A new floor color, a different texture, a sudden change in lighting. All these factors can disrupt your sense of depth and footing. And just one delayed reaction is enough to throw your balance off. Take, for example, transitions between carpet and hardwood. The sound, the tactile sensation, even the temperature underfoot changes. If your attention is diverted, even for a second, you might take a misstep without understanding the true cause. This is why physical therapists strongly recommend developing a small but extremely powerful habit: mentally or quietly naming the surface you are about to step on, such as tile, carpet, or step, as you move. This might seem unusual, but this simple verbal cue helps your brain focus and prepare your body for the upcoming change. Peter, a 79-year-old widower, started using this technique after nearly slipping on a glossy hallway floor. Now, he mentally names each surface change and claims it helps him stay one step ahead of any potentially hazardous area. Also, exercise extra caution on highly polished floors. Reflections from light sources can create optical illusions, making flat surfaces appear uneven. And if you wear bifocals, be especially mindful on stairs or curbs. Your lenses can distort your perception of floor depth just enough to throw you off balance. Even the slightest changes require heightened awareness. The more mindful your steps become, the safer you'll feel as you move. Aging often brings more than just physical aches or stiffness. It brings a quiet, underlying fear. The fear of falling, losing control of your body, and not being able to get back up. But here's what many forget. Even the smallest, seemingly insignificant decisions can restore a great deal of confidence. You won't need expensive gear or special, grueling workouts. You simply need awareness. The 6 walking techniques discussed today aren't complicated. They are simple, natural movements your body already knows and remembers. You're not learning something entirely new. You're, rather, recalling something wise and long forgotten. And when you practice them consistently and regularly, something truly beautiful happens. Not only does your fall risk significantly decrease, but that precious sense of control over your body returns. You stop walking as if constantly afraid and start moving as if you've gained complete freedom. This change holds immense power. It's not about perfect walking. It's about walking with purpose and awareness. Every small change, whether it's lifting your chin, swinging your arms naturally, or shortening your steps, adds up to something much greater: independence. So let this be your constant reminder. You are not fragile. You are adaptable. You're learning. And every step forward is a quiet yet powerful act of strength.